11 steals, and he came into the NBA with thievery on his mind.
I know what it takes to be your best. You got to work hard. It just don't happen overnight.
I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and I'll put things in God's hands.
Some players grind their way into greatness, others start like stars and never can find that light again. In the NBA, we remember who finished strong, but sometimes the story gets written too early and never changes. This episode is about the ones who came in hot, made an instant splash, and then slowly disappeared before our eyes. Not because they weren't talented, but because talent alone doesn't carry you forever. Tyreke Evans, just the fourth rookie in league history to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Michael Carter-Williams, a triple-double in his debut, Rookie of the Year, and out the picture almost as fast as he entered it. Emeka Okafor, drafted right after Dwight Howard, won Rookie of the Year over him, then faded into a name most forgot. They didn't get injured right away, they didn't flame out overnight, they just never got better, and the league doesn't wait. This is episode 5 of Supposed to Change the Game, the rookies who peaked too early. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next.
If not now, will be the best of all these point guards.
When Tyreke Evans entered the league in 2009, it didn't take long to see he was different. Drafted 4th overall by the Sacramento Kings, Evans was a 6'6" guard with a bruiser's body and a point guard's vision. Straight out of Memphis, where he led the Tigers to a 33-4 record under John Calipari, Evans already had a reputation for overpowering small guards while being too quick for wings. At his best, he looked like a young James Harden with more bursts, and Sacramento used him exactly how they should have, at point guard. The result, one of the most historic rookie seasons ever. 20.1 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game. Only rookies in NBA history had ever averaged 25 and 5 was Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. Evans won Rookie of the Year over a top 2 point guard ever in Steph Curry and looked like the Kings' franchise cornerstone. But the next season, they did something that would quietly derail everything. They moved him off the ball. Instead of letting him run the offense, Sacramento bought into traditional point guards Peter Udrich, then later Isaiah Thomas, and forced Tyreke into a shooting guard role. Suddenly, his mismatch was gone. He wasn't spacing the floor either, and his biggest strength, his ability to create offense out of nothing, was buried under positional politics. Ironically, John Calipari made the same mistake at Memphis. He started Evans at the 2 and the team struggled out the gate, and it wasn't until Cal handed him the ball that Memphis went on a run and Evans became a top prospect. The same lesson was there again in Sacramento and they missed it. Evans' shooting never caught up with modern NBA standards. He bounced between Sacramento, New Orleans, Memphis, and Indiana. In 2017-18, he had a late career flash, averaging 19.4 points, 5.2 assists for the Grizzlies, but by then his window had already closed. In May 2019, Evans was dismissed and disqualified from the NBA for violating the league's anti-drug program. He didn't return until 2022, by then 32, out of rhythm and forgotten. Tyreke Evans didn't just fall off, he was moved away from what made him special. From college to the pros, he proved it. Put the ball in his hands and he'll give you magic. Take it away, you take away his game.
Just doing what you love, loving it on your worst days, that really stuck with me.
Michael Carter-Williams had one of the most electric debuts in modern NBA history. On opening night of the 2013-14 season, he torched the defending champion Miami Heat for 22 points, 12 assists, 9 steals, and 7 rebounds. He outplayed LeBron, Wade, and Bosh and instantly looked like a future star. That wasn't just hype, it was history. Only 3 rookies ever had posted a stat line that complete. By the end of the season, Carter-Williams had averaged 16.7 points, 6.3 assists, and 6.2 rebounds, leading all rookies in points, assists, steals, and minutes played. He won Rookie of the Year, beating out Victor Oladipo, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Giannis Antetokounmpo, though Giannis was still years away from becoming Giannis. MCW had size at 6'6", could defend multiple positions, and looked like the prototypical big point guard teams had started dreaming about, post-Magic and post-Penny. The comparisons were flying. People thought he was next, but just like that, it all unraveled. After just one season, the Philadelphia 76ers traded him to Milwaukee as part of their process tanking era. It shocked Carter Williams and shook his confidence. He just won Rookie of the Year. He thought he was the franchise, but the Sixers thought otherwise. The truth is, his flaws were already showing. He couldn't shoot. He shot just 26% from 3 as a rookie, and that number never got significantly better. He wasn't efficient at the rim, turnovers were an issue, and though he could fill a box score, his impact on wins was questionable. In Milwaukee, he never clicked with the system or the coaching staff. He bounced to Chicago, Charlotte, Houston, Orlando, and back again. Always injured, always adapting, and still couldn't shoot. 25% from 3 in the shooting era was not going to cut it. He became a backup, then a third stringer, then a locker room guy. By age 30, he was out the league. MCW is the perfect example of a rookie who looked like a star in a bad system, only to be exposed when the league caught up. He had size, heart, and moments of brilliance, but the game evolved and he didn't evolve fast enough. One of the most promising debuts of the decade, now a forgotten footnote in the process era. Michael Carter Williams peaked in Game 1 and never reached that level again.
He is the face of their new franchise. He can really improve a team.
In 2004, Emeka Okafor was seen as the safest pick in the NBA draft. He had just led UConn to a national title, was named the Final Four's most outstanding player, and finished the season averaging 17.6 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 4.1 blocks a game. A two-time academic All-American, Okafor had both skill and discipline teams were looking for. He was polished, coachable, and physically NBA ready. When Orlando took the high upside swing on Dwight Howard at number 1, the expansion Charlotte Bobcats grabbed Okafor with the second pick. For a franchise starting from zero, he was the perfect foundation. And at first, he delivered. Okafor averaged 15.1 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks his rookie year, starting 73 games and winning Rookie of the Year honors over Dwight Howard, who's about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. He looked like a cornerstone, a modern-day big who could protect the rim, clean the glass, and lead with maturity. But that version of Okafor never evolved. His numbers remained consistent, but his game never expanded. He had no reliable jumper, limited footwork, and offered little as a playmaker. As the league shifted towards spacing and switching, Okafor stayed rooted in a more traditional era. Athletic stretch fives were rising, and it was only getting more exclusive for bigs. If you didn't develop a jumper or became a pick-and-roll lob guy, then your time was ticking. Okafor felt like a relic. Charlotte never built around him properly, rotating through coaches and role players with no clear direction. The burden of carrying a new franchise wore on him. Then came the injuries, chronic back issues that slowed him even more. Eventually, he was traded to New Orleans, where he played solid minutes but never regained that early promise. Then in 2013, his body gave out. A herniated disc in his neck forced him to miss 4 straight seasons. Most players would have quietly retired, but Okafor pushed for a comeback, and in 2018, at age 35, he returned to the NBA for a brief stint with the Pelicans. He started 19 games, a short flash of the player he used to be, but the game had moved on. Okafor wasn't a bust. He gave teams a decade of dependable production, but he was supposed to be more than solid. He was supposed to lead. Instead, he peaked early and never climbed higher. Tyreke Evans, Michael Carter Williams, and Emeka Okafor. 3 players who came into the league already performing at a level most guys never reach. But for each of them, the moment at the top came too soon. Evans joined the list with Oscar, Jordan, and LeBron, but never got close to that level again. Michael Carter Williams looked like the process's chosen point guard, then became its first forgotten piece. Okafor came in more polished than Dwight Howard, but the league changed and he didn't. They weren't busts, they were real talents who peaked before they had time to grow. In a league that rewards long arcs, they delivered highlights without longevity. And the sad truth is, no one remembers how you started, only how you finished. This was episode 5 of Supposed to Change the Game, a series about players who were once crowned before they ever had time to grow. Tyreke Evans, Michael Carter-Williams, and Emeka Okafor, each one looked ready, but somehow each one cooled off before the game ever gave them a second look. The league doesn't care where you start, it only remembers who lasted. Just look at what's going on with Pat Beverly and Brandon Jennings. Sometimes peaking too early is just as dangerous as never peaking at all. For news stories, subscribe to Stunted Growth. We drop twice a week right here on Stunted Growth. And also check out Stunted Growth Music for the music part of the platform. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who's a player you remember dominating early only to vanish soon after? Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.